Alright, I'm going live again. Hey, you guys there?
I'm here.
Why am I lagging so much?
Maybe someone else hosts the video.
This is what we have to do.
Hang on, let me. There. Alright, how's that? How we looking, guys?
Beautiful.
I am lagging like crazy. Sorry, everybody.
It's because I'm in the stream. Tech was over.
Is it public knowledge that Andy is
Yes.
working on
Yes,
it? Okay, just want to make sure before I.
he tweeted it himself.
Do you really think Dale would tell us if it was not public knowledge? I don't think he would.
Yes.
I would
think-
tell you guys, but
We're
I
doing
would
it
make
live.
sure to tell you to keep it under wraps.
I think we're up live now.
Hello, we're live. Hi,
Are we there? Do you hear
we're
us?
there. I just heard us, and I needed a sight.
Okay, finally. Sorry about that, guys.
I forget.
There we go. Alright, Crowd, did you say your line?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said it actually live, so it's even better.
Okay. Alright. Now let me see. Should I stream the video to you guys on Discord?
Yeah.
Alright,
See if
Unless
it
you
breaks
think it's
everything
not
down
enough,
again.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's see if it breaks.
You gotta give that good space internet run
We
for its
gotta-
money.
We gotta
Space
start the
internet.
poem again, Ace. The poem you had.
So we're still getting set up, everybody. We're here tonight to talk about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. What's everybody going to refer this to this as? What's this called? Tony Hawk's 4K?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD2.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HDD.
Is this the first time they
Plus.
put a plus in the name of a Tony Hawk game?
I believe it is.
Now they're trying to make us do math.
1 + 2 equals?
Don't ask me.
Thug Pro 4K. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cyanides. What's up, everybody? Robin, William Beatty, Gamers High Score, Local Adam, Edward, as in Warpig, Travis Combs, Gamers High Score. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by the stream. You guys are awesome. We appreciate the support. I'm sure everybody is feeling the hype about the announcements that came out today.
What was announced?
So we're going to talk about it.
Why am I
We
here?
Why are you here, Cred?
I don't know.
Does Dode know something we don't know?
He always has the inside track on these special events.
Uh,
That TXO claim.
I am not privy to such niceties.
All right, well, let's start. I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard. The new game got released.
Released.
Already.
Well, revealed.
You
is
heard it
what
here
I would
first.
say.
Revealed. You heard it out, right?
So yeah, here's the Epic Game Store website. They have some interesting details we can check out. You guys got my screen on Discord?
I got it.
Indeed.
All right.
So rebuilt from the ground up.
Again.
Fully remastered.
So it's not a remaster. It's a remake.
Yeah, that word's been getting thrown around, both of them, and it's been confusing.
Yeah.
So when they did, because Vicarious Visions announced as the developer of this, when they did some other remakes or remasters or whatever, what did they call them? Like for Spyro?
I think
Does
they just
anybody
used,
know?
Like buzzwords, like Reignited for Spyro, and then Crash Bandicoot was the Insane Trilogy.
Oh.
That sounds right.
So for Pro Skater, it's just 1+2. So clearly, there's no buzzwords left in their domains because I think Freddie took them all.
Yeah, Freddie took
After they lost Alcatraz, that was pretty much
Codename Alcatraz.
Well, they changed it just like yesterday. from Alcatraz to 1+2.
Everybody go to TonyHawk'sAlcatraz.com. I'm not kidding. Go.
It's free traffic.
I'm just kidding.
Alright. So what does it say here? So they're putting both games into one game. So what does that mean? Does that mean they're gonna have two separate games within the game, or are they just mixing all the levels from both games into one?
It's a good
It-
question.
It could be. I don't remember how Crash did it, but I think maybe they choose the game at the front. Like there's a splash screen where you choose which game.
I hope
But-
not. I hope it's more like Thug Pro. I hope that you just choose your level or
Yeah.
whatever.
But how would you? Well, I guess because in what game am I thinking of? Like, how would they determine the different careers for Pro Skater 1 and Pro Skater 2?
Oh, that's fair. I didn't think about that.
Because I know in 2X, like you could select it from the skater select screen, but I don't know if they're going to take that approach.
See, I didn't play 2X, and that's what I've been hearing. This is, somewhat going to be compared to a comparison just made there too, Tyler. So
Well, that was a remaster. That wasn't
Sure.
That was an actual, like, they used Pro Skater 2. This one's
Yeah.
from the ground up.
So here it says all the original game modes and more. Play the
So King of the
original game
Hill.
modes and go head to head with local 2-player modes. So
yeah,
that
they're
doesn't
bringing
sound
back split screen. They said that in the live stream, which we're going to probably talk about that later. Sorry.
So I'm just saying it doesn't say there's a career mode there. It just says
I mean, that's an original game mode, isn't it?
the career. Is it considered
I
an
would say
original
so.
mode? I guess.
Yeah, that
That
was
would be crazy
basically
if they only released
premise.
like an online kind of game.
Hmm.
I feel like they definitely would have to do the
Yeah.
the career.
Well,
'cause
how would
they
that go?
lose
That
a
was
lot of
just
their audience.
you do what, a 2-minute run per level? Is that how it went?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Let the speed running commence. Who's going to have the first 100% everything?
Grad? Is that you?
No, I'm done. Out.
You're retiring before
man.
the game comes out?
We'll see how story mode is at first. Did Pro Skater HD have a demo of Warehouse or no?
I don't think Pro Skater HD had a demo at all.
I don't think so either.
No, I think
I don't remember, but I don't think so.
they
It was
just kind of
such a
released
small
it.
release. Yeah.
We should introduce ourselves too for those that maybe don't know who we are.
Yeah, that works.
Just thought about that.
I'm Skate Ace.
Hey,
That was
Grad.
Crad.
I'm Brad.
I'm the Dode Man.
I'm Tyler.
All right. Now that we know each other, hello chat. Hello
Oh,
everybody
hello.
watching replays.
Oh, that was my line. Hi, Dode.
Not now.
You're so slow to it.
So, okay, what do you think about the access to the warehouse demo being a purchase thing only? You got to pre-order it to get the demo.
It depends if you can also get a refund from the pre-order.
Yeah.
That
So
is
you
very
Well-
interesting.
Get a refund and then keep the demo.
I'm gonna have to speculate that they're treading lightly here because of the outcry on how bad HGN5 was, not just from the hardcore community, but from really reviewers at large. So they've got to give a taste because a lot of people probably, are going to be super leery of this game. So the people that are bold enough to pre-purchase, they're going to get in there, they're going to try it out, and then they're going to be like, yeah, this is killer. This is really good. It's worth the money. It plays right. It feels good. Or they're going to shoot it down immediately. And that's my thoughts.
I think that's a pretty solid point to have since the past two games were received so poorly.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to have at least something for people to play ahead of time to just try it out.
Well, they made the comparison in the live stream earlier that they did with Tony and I don't remember the lady's name from Vicarious Visions, but they had compared it to akin to the Pizza Hut demo that everybody talks about,
Yeah.
kind of their introduction. So I think that's they're kind of cashing in on a little of that too. So
So at least on this the store here, there are two different versions. Looks like a regular version, then a deluxe version.
Yeah, similar. I think Pro Skater 5 had something similar where you could get exclusive character skins or something.
So that's
That
what
sounds right.
Crad and I were talking about that. 'Cause here it says, well, you get an extra Pro Skater. You get retro outfits for some of the pros, and the unique retro content for the Create a Skater mode.
But there's also a deluxe, some kind of edition for console where you get a skateboard deck, which is the worst deck I've ever seen associated with Tony Hawk.
It's the Falcon.
It is, yeah, but like showcasing the video game on a deck, that one's really bad.
Yeah, from all the decks we have, I think that's probably the cheapest they probably could have done.
What's the what's what's that called? The collector's edition is what
yeah, collector's edition.
yeah.
Yeah, so the collector's edition is just the skateboard with the deluxe edition.
So I'll just say for me, I won't drop the extra 10 because I don't really care about extra stuff for outfits for that because I know I'm gonna make my own casts and it's not worth
Retro
$10
item.
to me. For
Yeah.
so I don't. To me, that's not a great incentive for an add-on for the extra 10. But that's my thoughts on that.
It depends, because I know Rodney Mullen specifically had a great T-shirt that you could put on your own skater. Like, it's a really cool looking T-shirt. Is it worth $10? Probably not.
I think an exclusive skater is a pretty good deal. Maybe not $10, but I think that's pretty good incentive to have.
I mean, $50 total. If this is like a full featured game, like it seems to be advertised as, I don't think it's that bad of a deal. You know, as long as
No.
it plays
I'm-
okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that they didn't go right for the straight AAA $60 like they did with 5. I think they
Yeah.
learned from that here, in my opinion, and that's a good decision for sure.
Yeah, I bet they definitely talked about that when they were deciding the prices on it.
Yeah, because
I'm really
HD wasn't even $60. It was like what, 20?
15.
It was 15.
Yeah.
Plus a DLC pack, which did not have the revert patch. That was actually free.
Right.
Do you want
But-
to correct the speculation on that?
With Canada and whatever, but then we could go on and on about that. Yeah, Warpig, I agree. If there was an incentive for the extra 10 for like an extra level or something like that, I could see it, but I don't know.
But then
A
you
couple
have
of casts.
inconsistencies with other.
Yeah.
That's kind of an
You're right,
inconsistency I don't really like, where it kind of adds. I don't know. I think a skater is pretty sufficient for $10 and some extra outfits.
What I'm really scared of is if you go back down to the one section where it shows it, it says unique retro content for Create a Skater stuff. And I'm just scared that you need to buy that whole $49.99 to even get cast mode.
I don't think that's.
I don't
think
read it
that's
like
just
that.
outfits.
Just scared, guys.
Okay.
I think
Don't be
we're all
scared.
scared.
It's okay. We're all here for you.
Everybody's so nervous about stuff sucking now. It's it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you don't know what Create a Skater means anymore. Because on 5, it was
They
Choose-
called it
choose
creative
ahead.
skater, and it wasn't.
No.
They said be yourself on 5. Those were the actual words used in the commercial.
You could pick a fucking monkey head, man. That's not myself.
It was dial a cast is what I like to call it. It was like
Dial-a-cast.
dial up a cast. You can switch. But this one, watch the live stream again and listen to what they say about it. It's pretty specific and it sounds like it's really robust. I think we're going to be seeing probably even better Creative Skater than we saw in what was the last good Creative Skater in Proving Ground.
I don't know. I didn't use it in Proving Ground.
We lost though. He's already hyped, like really hyped for this game.
I mean, rightfully so. We need to have some positivity. I know
Don't
Kraft's
you
not
think
up for
was that the last decent Creative Skater, Tyler? Proving Ground.
it. It was all right. It was very extensive. It was too real for my liking. I think Underground 1 or 2, because American Wasteland had shitty options.
Right. They scaled back the options
Yeah,
quite a bit.
I just
in
like the
thaw.
customization in Underground and Underground 2. But I think Proving Ground is a pretty good standard since it had so many options for
I think this
accessories.
is going to be highly realistic. Like
I mean,
slider bars to change your skin tone and change your facial feature. I think I don't know.
I'm
don't
pretty
know,
sure these pictures are just renders, but they look pretty great.
The trailer
gosh.
looked really good, like stupid good. I hope.
Well,
that's
and
what it
watch
looks like.
the gameplay. I don't think these are just I think this is in game.
You do?
What you're looking at, I do.
Well, we're
I
gonna
mean,
compare
watch the gameplay. The gameplay is insanely
That
good.
looks in game right there with Andrew
just a
Reynolds.
second here. We're gonna be blowing up the videos that people have posted, and we can pick them apart a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
Warehouse looks incredible for the
Oh
revamp.
gosh.
I love that they made
The-
it wore down a little bit,
Yeah, it's,
Oh
like,
yeah.
weathered and all that.
it's only been remade like 7 times now.
Yeah, there's your good question. How many times have we seen and or played all of these levels in various titles? Except for I'm excited to see some of them remastered for 2.
Yeah,
'Cause we only got
some new ones that I'm going to be pretty stoked.
Yeah,
No, I'm guessing
I'm skeptical.
it's all the levels. Or we're getting all the levels from both games.
It's what it said. At least I
Fully
think so.
remastered. That means everything.
Yeah. So
Chopper
how many levels
drop.
is that? Do we know? Do we have a count?
I can tell you. I'm
was on
in
Google
Thug
it,
Pro
but-
right now. Depends on if they add the 2x levels as well, right?
That's right.
I don't think it'll be
Yeah, they
2X.
probably won't add those ones.
All right. So in 1, we have warehouse, school, mall, skate park, Minneapolis, downhill jam, Birdside, streets, Roswell. 9.
Yep.
And then in 2, it's hangar, school 2, Marseille, New York, Venice, Skate Street, Philadelphia, Bull Ring, Skate Heaven, Chopper Drop 2, 4.
I'm excited for
So
Skate
19
Streets.
levels.
That's a lot of levels.
Imagine
That's a
in 1
lot.
year's time they add Pro Skater 3 levels on top of 19 levels. That'd be insane.
For sure. But if you add the 2x levels, I don't even know those by heart. That's
There's
Yeah.
only like 5 extra. It's like Club, Construction Yard, Tampa, and then something else I can't remember. But they're nothing special. I really hope they wouldn't include those because it wasn't really original to begin with. It was a Treyarch thing,
right.
so I don't think
Yeah.
they would do that. But
Still,
if they do, cool.
19. That's
Some stuff that's never been remastered too, because I don't think was New York ever remastered from Pro Skater 2?
We've never seen New York in another title.
And then Streets, Bullring.
Nope.
Skate
Yeah, we haven't
Street,
seen any of those.
Skate
None of
Heaven,
those have
Chopper
ever
Drop.
been seen again.
That's crazy. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
basically
a
all
lot
the levels that are grayed out in Thug Pro, you have not seen a remaster of ever.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, they were doing it on purpose.
So Puppet says in chat all the levels, including the secret ones in 2. Did you read that somewhere, Puppet? Or is that just your hope?
I do remember seeing them say something about secret levels.
Yeah, on a Periscope, I think the lady mentioned secret levels or something.
And it
Maybe
wasn't
on
just
IGN YouTube.
one, it was plural
I-
levels.
I thought.
Oh,
Jeff-
Puppet
Jeff
says
asked
it's
a question about
in
it.
Polygon. So because of I mean, my gosh, today the chat everywhere has been blowing up. Discord, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. It's just been off the hook. So I haven't even read up on all of the actual articles. So
Let's do it right now.
I'm a little late to
Start
the
reading
party
it.
on some of this. So
Here, I'll pull up the Polygon article.
What do you think they mean by more modes? Like, do you mean more multiplayer modes?
Big
or-
head mode.
Finally.
That's what we
Hawkman.
wanted.
Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, stuff like that.
So I'm
Well-
just going to throw this out there right now. Does anybody else besides me not really care about the soundtrack?
Me, I really don't care.
I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
really care.
They
I
did
get
really
it,
well in the
but
trailer, but
Yeah,
I don't really care.
I understand why people like it, and it,
I do too.
it
But
kicks in and you feel it. But the first thing I do pretty much on all Tony Hawk games is turn down or mute the music.
Mhm.
indeed,
I just play my own,
local
got-
split screen online multiplayer, CAS, robust.
Oh, don't even get started on Credit Park. I know Dode's already there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
I'll be
didn't even get
talking
there
about
yet.
that. I'll be talking about that.
Do you think that they'll have any kind of Thug Pro influences on this game? Like menu aesthetic?
That's tough.
Menu aesthetic, as in, what do you mean?
Like
the
someone
way
would
they
have to,
display levels or-
they have to specifically they have to play Thug Pro and know what the menus are like, and then
Whoa.
get
It's
it
been
to
out for
them.
7 years. It's not.
Oh, there it is.
not
Yep,
bad.
you're right. Puppet, shout out Puppet. So every single level, including the secret levels, are there, and brought back all the original skaters.
So that means Bucky. We're getting a new Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky's on the website.
Oh,
On
is
the
he?
Yeah, if you look at the website, it shows the list of the original skaters, and it's got all of them at Bucky's on there.
Oh my
Oh
god!
yeah,
I
here's the
didn't
list
see
here.
it. What is it like?
Okay.
Is it Tony Hawk?
It's
Tony-
TonyHawkTheGame.com, I
I
believe.
can't spell.
I don't know how to spell.
And then at the bottom of the site, there's these arrows that go right and left. Just hit the right arrow like twice, and it'll show like a notebook piece of paper with all the skaters.
Oh man, that's great to look at.
Man,
Come
this
on,
picture of
Bucky.
Venice right here, like, man,
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
that is legit. Like you can tell that the skater is definitely computer generated, but I can't tell very easily with the rest of the level here. It's awesome.
Yeah, they did a great job with the level design. It looks so good.
The visuals are gorgeous, and I never argue that. I actually thought 5 looked good, even with the cell stuff. I'm probably one of the few. HD at the time was gorgeous. It's still, to me, it's got to come down to the gameplay.
Yep.
It can look as beautiful as a picturesque mountain scene of the Alps, but if it doesn't feel right and it doesn't play right, it's all for naught.
Yeah, yeah. If they nail the physics, like I don't care
Yep.
how it looks, I'm gonna play it.
Absolutely.
So we've seen the videos, dude. What do you think of the gameplay? How it looks so far? Like I know you can't judge it off of a 2-minute video clip. But
Yeah, I think it looks grounded more so than 5. I do think it looks a little bit more floaty than what you saw. I mean, I think most people would say that 4 and Thug 1 probably had the most grounded, fast kind of gameplay in the entire series.
Yep.
But 1 and 2 were really floaty if you go back and play those. They really were, because I did it around, I think, HD. I went back and played through those, and I was like, wow, that's actually a lot more floaty than I remembered. But then this, to me, in the clips that I've watched, I think it looks to be a good compromise. The video with Jack Black and Tony Hawk, my understanding was that was from January, so I'm sure they've iterated on it quite a bit more since then, and they're probably fine-tuning it.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's even more true, but I don't know. What do you think, Crad? I mean, how's it look to you?
Well,
I know you're a huge, the gameplay is paramount to you.
let's play the video a little bit, and then we can
All
pause
right.
it and
Let's
talk
never
about
hear
it.
a crap.
I will say Pro Skater 2, I think it was a little bit floaty, but I think it was far more grounded than what HD and Pro Skater 5 was. I think
That's
Pro Skater
fair.
2 was very fast. I think a little bit floaty, but still very fast.
Like I said, there's no sound for the video, so
I think
So
what they
here-
did in this trailer though is that they have
Well,
those,
yeah,
like, those like layered shots of where it's playing in the old game and then the new game, so it kind of gives you a good perspective of how the physics
I agree.
feel.
Yep.
So like
Like right there.
yeah.
you can
A little
especially
bit.
see it in the School 2 clip right here. Like you can see that he hangs a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, he did. That's the one thing we noticed too, where they're reusing some of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 animations.
Which is going to be a big gripe.
Because that
Yep.
probably means they're doing it on Unreal, right?
Yeah, I think they're definitely doing it in Unreal.
Most everybody seems to think it's in Unreal. But
I think Ace was saying that even if it's Unreal, it can still be a very good skateboarding game.
absolutely.
It hasn't been one yet. So just because it's Unreal doesn't mean it's going to be bad.
Yeah, I think they can definitely get it close enough to where it's really difficult to tell the difference.
See, that looked a little floaty there.
I think
That
there's a
one did,
huge
yeah.
difference between having special and not having special, which is obvious. But I think you get a lot more floatier with special.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you look at that and you say it leads you to speculate, is there going to be some sort of a replay editor? Is that how they made the trailer, or did they do it in a debug, like free cam mode, or I mean, a replay editor would be amazing. That was something that
would be pretty
that was
cool.
in like
Pro Skater 4 had not an editor, but it had a replay system.
replay
Pro Skater
system.
I thought
2
Pro Skater
had a
1 had it.
one of the games had a replay editor. Chat
Yeah,
probably
one-
knows.
Yeah, one of them definitely did because I remember doing something with it.
It might have been 2 then. 4, you could just watch what you did, like from start to finish. You couldn't actually do anything. You could just watch it back.
Because I thought like in one of the games when you finished a run, you could just watch your
Proving
run.
Ground had a replay editor, guys. Why don't I remember that? I guess that's true. Because they were trying to mimic Skate, and Skate had a really good one.
Yeah, they definitely had it because they had that camera set up for the goals. But I know that one of the early pro skaters had it.
Yeah, I agree.
Travis, so in one of these videos, one of these clips, you'll see a guy bailing about 25 times. And so I'm hoping one of those he has special.
A
We'll find
guy.
I mean, look at Downhill Jam. That's just gorgeous. It looks like real, cement distress with rock on the side. I mean,
Looks like an actual place this time.
Looks like a
yeah,
video
instead
that's
of like this weird like.
Minneapolis. They had a great shot of that on the website.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at this.
Review. Oh my god.
This looks amazing.
It's
Like-
beautiful.
And that's how they get you guys. You're already gonna buy it. I can already tell.
I pre-ordered it twice.
I was gonna say, you talking to here, Crad?
I was gonna fucking
Tyler's
buy it.
I think it's a crime if we don't buy it.
I say this, but I'm gonna buy it too. Likely.
Likely, you are gonna buy it. Don't even fucking kid yourself.
But I just don't want to be like duped because the trailer looks so nice.
You're doing it because you love Tony Hawk, and that's okay.
I mean, look at that art in the background on the wall back there, on the brick.
I like the way the skater is. It's got great lighting on the skater as well, which you don't see that in the old games.
Mm-hmm.
This skater is always kind of this one hue and has this one lighting about it.
Some of these definitely look rendered. They don't look like they're in game. Like the one
Yeah.
with Tony Hawk doing the 900 in the warehouse. That looks definitely rendered.
There's one with a reflection on the ground. That's a clear shout out to RTX, but it looks so nice.
And there's a good question. Will it support RTX?
Well, I saw they had different modes for the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One X to the enhanced versions.
Wow.
So I'm guessing
Thanks.
whatever those guys support.
I guess they're saying the stream's lagging again.
Yeah, this looks rendered.
They might just see the video of me pausing and starting up again.
Maybe.
Suspicious.
Probably.
I wish they had more gameplay of the levels that weren't included, because all I've seen is School 2, Warehouse 100 times. I want to see some of the levels that weren't remastered before. I've seen
Yeah.
Downhill Jam enough times in my life to just fucking
Seen it, played it.
stop seeing it.
All right, so this is the second video.
Is this the guy just playing for like 3 minutes?
Yes, and that's exactly what we want.
Is this the guy that bails a lot of times?
He was in the air a lot just then though.
So I think this was talked about, but combined, well, the special bar. I mean, they didn't try to go back to the tweaked balance meter like we saw in Proving Ground.
So the special
Which-
bar works like it does in Pro Skater 5 right now after the patch. So it only builds up when doing points. It will deplete during a combo. Is pretty much what we want. The manuals, we don't know if they do inverted manuals or not.
Right.
I don't think it's depleting whenever he's in a combo though.
Oh, it does until you do another trick. Oh, in a combo. Yeah, but
They kind
So
of
the
suck,
way-
so that we can.
the way it works is if you're in a combo, it won't deplete if you're building points. Even right now, in like Pro Skater 4, click 1.
It also looks like you can do double taps and triple taps.
Yeah, and in this video with the sound on, you hear the special
Almost
trick sound.
one sound.
Right.
It's like going for every flip trick. I'm guessing that's a bug in this demo version.
Yeah, because I think in the Jack Black video where they're doing those double and triple taps, it uses like the early Pro Skater 4 double tap sound or the like a slowed down special sound. And in that video, it's like the full on regular special sound. So maybe they're still trying to decide.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be because it's early
Yeah,
copy.
it's really. Maybe it's a placeholder for a different sound.
And if you watch the trick string, they're different. The different like specials and stuff. Like some of them are blue. Like that the grabs there are white colored text.
And they have the original sounds too for when you land clean, which I've noticed in one of the videos.
Let's see if he does a special.
Just the I can't I have never been able to articulate clearly why the physics in 5 and HD bug me so much. Like it's just so hard to put into words, but there's just a certain like the way that maybe the animation of the legs are with in proportion to the board and how the board moves around a foot or how it's grabbed or so forth just looks so unnatural, for lack of a better way to say it. And this seems better. Not perfect, and like I said, not a thug Tony Hawk 4, but just definitely seems at least better.
Yeah. You gonna say it, Greg? Yeah, if you watch their legs, like you were talking about, there's a lot of springiness, so there's a lot of movement up and down. So that's that weird like bungee feel that you get from it.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah, springy, bungee, like just unnatural. Like you're like, that's not the way a leg moves.
Yeah, it's too
you know,
like they're crouching down like really far. They're just they're moving all like bouncing up and down whenever they jump on the grind. You can see it like the oscillate up and down.
Yeah, and like the way that you ollie and then land in a grind, it's like this like up and then chunk kind of thing, as opposed to just you ollie up and you land in the grind and it's just a smooth kind of seamless transition, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the spinning's a lot faster too. It's more fluid.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
I think the balance meter needs tweaking though, because it looks like it's like starts off. It doesn't look like it's gradual in a way. It kind of looks like it's always kind of loose.
Seems very linear too. Like it gets worse and worse and worse. Like at a constant rate. Another thing we noticed is we didn't see anybody level out. Like usually we tap R2 and you level your skate out in air.
You can't do that in 1 and 2, right?
I know, but I was kind of hoping
they're adding things though
that it would be in there since they're adding other things like revert.
Are you hoping they saw your video?
I don't know what you're talking about, Tyler.
You're right.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Yeah, this is the bales that Kat was talking about. You want to go ahead and talk about that?
Yeah, so like in Pro Skater 5, right here you see him zoom out really fast as soon as he gets up from a bale.
Yeah.
It's not at all what it's like in like Pro Skater 4, Thug 1, even Thug Pro. And that just means you have less control of your skater. And you want full control of your skater. That just makes the game way more fun. You can do what you want. You can correct mistakes quicker. But if it's like this, it's just not great.
Because as soon as you get up, you're already going like half max speed instantly.
Yeah.
That's an interesting, like, it's like re-reses you or something. I never noticed that until watching just now.
It's a neat little effect.
Like I said, they have the bail animations down, so it's not ragdoll.
Yeah,
thank already.
Everybody can thank the good Lord above that it's not ragdoll.
I already say I'm just very happy you don't see a massive white screen flashing for your eyes, and then your skater is just automatically up.
Yeah.
That's way better already than before.
So I think I'd be okay with that, even though I prefer the get up animations.
No, we are done settling Ace. We're done.
We're done.
It's
all or nothing.
So interesting that they re-added the whether you're skating regular or switch, because I mean that hasn't been in since 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't
on
realize
top
that.
right, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention, Mac, is that 900 clip. It looks way more, I mean, this is what you're saying, but way more like a 900 than it did in Pro Skater 4 or Underground 1.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot faster too.
Yeah, he's tucking down.
He like stopped. That was a weird.
Yeah, that's what
Huh.
I'm thinking. Is that
He
like maybe
turned
he
the
was
other
doing
way.
a switch, or he was, I don't know.
I think he was rotating, and then he did a wrong spin.
Where's this other 900? This is the rendered one that we were talking about, right? What we think is rendered.
Yeah, I think it's rendered anyway.
It's got particles in the air and all that.
It just looks too smooth.
Tony looks
And like
20
the
years
board
old.
kind of looks like it's taking actual impact, and a real game probably wouldn't do that.
So those images on the website, the store we saw, they look pretty different than what this current video shows.
Right.
Like, so I think those were rendered, but
Mhm.
it was rendered like in engine or something.
And this video is from YouTube, which was already compressed at the time.
I mean, it looks exactly the same. It's just the quality I think is a little bit lower, especially if you go onto like a console. So I wonder if there's gonna be a difference between PC and console, quality wise.
Well, yeah. I mean, what will be the System Rex on PC? Because obviously on console they don't have to do that. So
What things will they take out of PC like they always do? Somehow something's always going to go missing.
Well, hopefully it's
hopefully-
the same company doing all three, right?
It looks like Vicarious Visions is doing the PC.
yeah.
So
It
there's
looks like
no like conversion stuff going on like the old games.
Well, and that's going to get into the multiplayer discussion then. So obviously there's online announced. Is it going to be cross-platform? And I hope the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Will it be matchmaking? Or will it be server listing?
Yeah, exactly.
There's leaderboards as well, which is
Will
pretty
be
sweet.
free skate automatically. I will say Pro Skater 5, they did put you in a free skate lobby, I think, from the jump.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah,
And
they
that,
did.
Maybe join.
that might have been the only thing they did right in that entire online
But you had to pick
experience.
your level first. So you pick which
True.
level you want to go to, and then it puts you in a lobby.
Yeah,
And then when you
background.
partied up for a game, you got to another loading screen and waited for 10 minutes, and then you finally loaded up to play your game.
Yeah, so they're like doing lobbies within lobbies for every single
Mhm.
level.
Yeah, and like remember the
makes
start
sense.
button did a different option menu than like the select button or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
So you had one
This is
for
It was
probably
so
the best.
frustrating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would seem if they're going to have classic game modes, what does that mean? I mean, what did we have in 3? We had we had Trick Attack for online. We had
Mhm.
Trick Attack. We had Combo Mambo. We had King of the Hill. We had Graffiti. Score Challenge.
Do you really think
Capture
they're
the
gonna bring back
flag.
like the older game modes for these?
I don't think they're
games?
bringing back Pro Skater 3 as a base. I think they're just going to have the base Pro Skater 2 game modes.
So like horse,
Graffiti.
Horse, right?
graffiti, trick attack. But they
Maybe
said
King of the
more,
Hill.
so
And more. It's like a
Was
commercial.
Trick
Combo
Attack the only
Mambo?
one that they actually said in one of the articles?
Yeah, that's the only one I remember hearing was Trick Attack, like the actual name, Trick Attack.
I'm trying to find where it says anything about it. They said what, classic modes is all they said, really?
Yeah, they're kind of vague, so I wonder if they still haven't,
Because the
announced.
classic modes on later of the older games was, like goals, like collect skate and get the combo letters, that kind of stuff. So I wonder if it's going to be
Right.
more goal focused for online modes.
that
Huh.
would be pretty cool if it was more goal attack oriented like game mode, because I would be okay with that. But as long as the story mode or the career mode is still there.
I want
Yeah, I'm sure
free skate. That's
Yeah, there's not going to be a story mode, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's got to have the career mode, otherwise you're losing a lot of people, because that's
I mean,
all we fucking hear about the Dark Bro.
if they're basing it on the 5 engine, the goals weren't good, but they at least had them in there. So they have that.
I really want to say they're not using 5 as a base. I really hope to God they're not.
I
If you
agree.
go on 5, you're not playing any of the game modes online. You're just not. 'Cause there's too much of a hassle, and it's just not fun at all.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I'm putting my money on they're not using anything but maybe the animations from 5, or some of some of those assets, but I do not think they're using the actual game.
Well, remember they used Unreal Engine 3 for HD and 5, even though before 5 came out, 4 was the new standard. So I'm
I
guessing.
think that's because of Romomoto's budget, or what they had.
Yeah, I think they had the
repertoire.
license for 3, but you had to get a new license for 4 or something, or it
Yeah,
changed.
I think that was a Robomoto thing, not a.
Right, but I'm saying that I'm guessing now that they're on an updated version, so they had to convert all the assets over.
Right.
What needed to be
right.
converted. So yeah, so the animations probably move along nice, and I'm sure they use a lot of the base code and stuff. But yeah, I don't think it was a direct swap though. I think it's definitely rebuilt, just using.
There's so many nuances that could just like go wrong. Like revert down a ramp. Can you ollie after the revert, or do you go right into a manual, like in 5?
Yeah, we're gonna start out with the revert glitch like we did in 5, where you can go forever.
So many subtle, small things that we really just come to expect, and it doesn't happen, and just throws us all off.
That's why,
Right.
with a demo being free and public, we could test it all out ourselves.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's kind of like not so much free testing; it's more like controlled testing, I guess.
Beta test.
Well, that's it. It's almost like a focus group, because there's definitely going to be the diehards that are they're going to get anything. And then there's going to be people that are going to tread a little bit more lightly. So I think they've really got a lot to prove with this demo.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to tell a lot for a lot of people. And I think there'll be some people that'll wait to make their purchase decision until after they hear the feedback and reviews in the demo.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to have to do that. If they remember anything from the HD or the 5 launch.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking at the physics from the trailer and the gameplay videos, I don't see these physics working with capture the flag.
You think there's actually going to be capture the flag? Or
No,
King of the Hill?
I'm convinced now there's not, because I'm disappointed that there would be with these physics.
I mean, that would be amazing, but
they'll have to, you would hope there'd be at least some collision-based games. That was sorely missing from HD and 5.
they had.
We had no King of the Hill,
Slap.
no Slap, no.
Slap was when it was in an earlier game, right?
Yeah.
That was on 3, but King of the Hill was also on 3.
Yeah.
So the other highly hyped feature that we haven't talked about, and of course I'm going to talk about it.
Oh yeah,
is the Creative Park, and they don't show anything about it, obviously, but they talked about it quite a bit. And I rewatched the live stream, and one of the things that they talk about is this ability for you to be able to create a park, and you can actually just pick a location. And there's this weird kind of reference to you can actually go and like say, I wanted to go to Chicago, and there'd be spots there, and you could build something. So I don't know what that means exactly. Your mind starts to go, oh, are they going to have like some sort of tie into like Google Earth or something like that, where it would render something off of, some sort of asset like that. That's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge speculation on my part, but they did talk about that, you're going to be able to manipulate this thing pretty heavy in Creative Park this time, and even be able to do like a co-op build on a park, which would be really, really crazy to be able to do something like that.
I want to say they're probably thinking of how they did it in 5, where they had like that's the skeleton of the main levels, and you would just build your parks on those. That's what I'm kind of hearing when you say that. So, which is still good, because if they're using every single level from all the games, that's a lot of templates to kind of work from. But at the same time, it's like, are you playing the same level with just kickers in different spots? So
here it says what makes it different is now you can deform the pieces and make any kind of crazy amusement park, skate parks that, because you can manipulate the rails and crazy spirals and all that. So it seems like they had like a morphing kind of thing, where you can maybe take a flat ramp and make it into a bowl, or like curve things or stretch things out.
Yeah, Tony said in that same chunk of that interview, he said, we always envisioned the creative park something that you'd be able to really kind of make your own levels out of and make your own locations, whatever else. He says, but the technology wasn't there. And he says it is now.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to see what that means, if it feels more like a creative level instead of creative skater. And when I say level, I mean, you know, within the confines of a geometrical shape. We're not talking about
Yeah, we're
something
definitely
completely outlandish, but
we're not as space limited for sure as the
right,
old games.
But it'll be really interesting. I hear a lot in what is being said about it, though. I hear, oh, I just hope it's not glitchy. Some of
Yeah.
this stuff makes me go, oh, this could really be buggy and a glitchy mess, and I hope that that's not the case.
It was like on 5. Like the editor looked really nice and it was okay to use. But then once you go to play it, like none of the pieces fit together. And
Exactly.
the physics did not work at all for connecting things. There were gaps
Yep.
in different levels, like heights and everything. And it just make you bail.
I
all over the
always,
place.
for sure, I always said with 5's editor, they had some really good ideas. I mean, being able to reskin a piece with lots of different textures and colors and options and, you know, cool things like that. And still the ability, I think they had like a rail tool type S thing, you know, but just missed so many of the easy wins. Raise and lower the ground. I mean, you know, give some height and some depth. Just that stuff was gone and not there. And that's been a frustration of mine for years. But I hope this turns out well, because to me, creative parks extend the life of the game. I mean, we've played all of these levels like we talked about earlier. We've played them all so many times. It's just really hard to fathom or imagine playing through these again for any length of time, because they're so small. So what's going to make the game continue to be interesting? Online play, obviously, and then awesome, cool creative parks, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I mean, it's definitely got some potential for sure. And like, I didn't expect that detailed of creative park stuff or even creative skater. Like, I thought they'd skimp out on both of those just to get the base physics down. But yeah, they seem like they're going all out. And
I think they made a good move with Vicarious Visions, and I think that's the first thing I said when I heard that the announcement was going. That if it was Vicarious Visions, yes, I'm all in.
You're buying 2 or 3 copies right off the bat.
But if it was Treyarch or some other indie developer, nah.
Yeah.
Not all in.
Yeah, I agree. I was exceptionally excited to hear the developer. They've got a history with this series, and then even more to add to that, Andy THPS announced that he's part of the team again, and he publicly announced it. So I'm not violating any NDAs or anything by sharing this, but Andy, having a history with the series, Andy considered one of the best players of the series of all time. To have him on the team, he was very outspoken in his distaste for HD and 5, and that got him a lot of hot water. But I know that he had some very specific things that he really felt like could have been fairly quick wins to make those games better. And so I have to believe that he being called up for consulting and now actually working with Vicarious Visions, his input's going to be really valuable because of his history with the series and because he worked at Neversoft. So that gives me a lot of hope, and that really makes me go, wow, this could really be something incredible.
Yeah, I definitely have more faith in the company because he's there, along with some of the other developers that are also working there that used to work at Neversoft. So everything seems more professional. Like the release or the reveal was professional. Seems like it went to plan this time. There weren't too many leaks, at least nothing significant.
Yeah, no, they did a good job of keeping this under wraps. I mean, really the speculation going into it was that famous game leaker, I don't remember, tweeted about it, that there were copies of a remastered Tony Hawk 1 and 2 being passed around the Activision offices.
Yeah.
And then didn't Lizzie Armato in her 900 Club interview say something about it?
Yeah, then I think Jason Dill said something. Then that
Yep, Jason
that
Dill
fan said something, which I guess this is the game they're gonna have 5 songs with.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if that turns out to be true.
Yeah, if they didn't get the rug pulled out from under them.
Yeah.
Because they violated their NDA. But, well, what's interesting, though, think about this. In the announced skaters, Lizzie Armada is not in that list. Neither is Jason Dill. So what does that mean? Question mark. Let the speculation begin.
DLC. We're on the same page, Tyler. What is this?
I'll buy everything if there's microtransactions. I will go into crippling debt. It's fine.
I will go at it. That's gorgeous right there. So create a skater, create a park revamped.
Oh yeah, it says they've been hyping up the 4K aspect of this.
I mean,
Yeah,
it looked great.
60 FPS. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like I said, the gorgeous part of it is really cool. And don't get me wrong, I'm a sucker for visuals just like anybody, I think. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't play, it can be as beautiful as anything.
I think anyone that has been wanting a remaster or a remake has probably suggested like either Neversoft get back together or Vicarious Visions takes it. And the fact that it kind of all fell into place where you're kind of getting the best of both worlds there, it's looking pretty optimistic.
Yeah, I have a feeling like I really don't want to get my heart broken this time.
I think we're just setting ourselves up to. I think that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah,
Krat's not gonna follow. But
oh, here's that deck.
There's just too many small things that, like I said, we come to expect from a Tony Hawk game. If it's not there, it just changes everything. So I gotta
like
wait
butt
to play it.
slabs?
No.
No, we need butt slabs. Never mind. I don't want to buy it anymore.
No
I'm
butt
canceling my
slabs, no
pre-order.
boost plants, no air slabs, or whatever you call them, air shuffles.
What about the levels in Thug Pro?
Oh, Prevzy says there's a huge THPS Reboot 2020 billboard on Minneapolis in the game trailer. Interesting.
Yeah, I saw that on that picture, on a previous picture. I don't know if I can. Yeah, here.
That deck.
Enhance.
Zoom, enhance. It's downloading it for you there, Ace.
What? I'm trying to
It
open
keeps
it, not
downloading
download
it. Oh, there you go.
So what does that say? THPS.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
20 of them.
Look at that. Prevzy.
THPS Legacy.
Where's that Thug Pro logo?
Yeah.
Andy will do it. Don't worry.
Right.
Yeah, hide it in this clock tower. We'll have to CG back there and.
I'm hoping that if they do end up, succeeding with this, that Pro Skater 3 and 4 will be on the way as well. Whether it be an addition to this or just, another collection.
If College got remastered or ported over, it'd be amazing.
I would shit my pants if 4 ever got a remaster.
Can you imagine 4 levels remastered looking like these do? Oh my
I
gosh.
would lose my fucking shit.
I mean,
I don't even care about Thug or Thug 2. Just to see Pro Skater 4 levels actual given love to, come on.
Every smart device I have, I have a screenshot of a level.
It'd be your wallpaper.
Yeah, every one of them.
What? Pre-order and get a Tony Hawk mini board, Tyler.
What? Where's that?
There you go.
I'm not getting that. It doesn't even have the
time to get your third pre-order.
You have to.
I gotta get the PS4 version. So yeah, this will be my chance.
Those who pre-order a physical copy from select retailers, they get a gift with purchase. Tony Hawk mini fingerboard.
So you gotta go to the store. To
GameStop.
It says 1 plus 2, and not 1 and 2. That could
1
be
plus 2
leading. Because if it's and 2, it wouldn't say you couldn't have a spot for 3 and 4. But if it's 1 plus 2, you could do 1 plus 2 plus 3 eventually. Add that in there real quick.
Right.
You lost me.
You're going deep,
clues.
Jared, they hinted at them doing more. I know the interviewer on the live stream pushed to see what they would do. I think the speculation, I always say, if something does well and it's successful, then that's going to give them incentive to do more. And they may not greenlight something like that until they see how this does.
I think somebody made a point too in the Discord earlier regarding the leaks that were initially said with like some random guy on Twitter said that Pro Skater was going to get remastered, a new Crash game was coming out from Vicarious Visions. So
yeah,
the Crash game did really well. So if it actually is getting another game, then it's probably hopeful if this does well, like you said.
Well, they probably base it anything new off of what they're building right now. Because if they're going all out on this one, I know you got to know that they're thinking of the future, or they can either DLC it, which I think would be the most logical way to do it. Just have a 3-4 DLC, Thug 1, Thug 2 DLC kind of deal.
Oh my god.
But it
let's
has
not get
to
too crazy.
just do the whole series again. Just
Please.
reboot everything. But I think that they want to get a good base down, you know, and
Yeah.
they'll be able to
Kind
tell.
of like how it was when they first made it.
True, yeah, they had an amazing with that engine. It really set them up for the future.
Right. It feels like this is a good time for them to kind of reset a little bit here. You know, I think their last efforts just didn't pan out at all. I mean, they got money, but
I think
critically failures.
Yeah, because I think they're thought of like it's a quick get rich quick kind of thing with a small indie developer and an old franchise. I think they really didn't understand what they were getting themselves into.
Yeah,
But now that
I'd
they
agree.
understand that it's one of those series that a lot of people want and it deserves a proper remaster, I think they're doing the absolute best thing by getting Vicarious Visions.
Yeah, they're definitely going all out for this one. So I feel better because like literally one day ago when we had no idea of any of this, I was pretty skeptical. But I think they're winning me over.
Tony Hawk had one birthday wish, and that was to not have any leaks of his game until his birthday, and it came true almost. Pretty much.
Happy birthday, Tony Hawk!
That was a really good reveal, though, with like everyone getting those texts, like, "Okay, what the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, no one really knew for sure there was a game. I mean, we all had little thoughts of it happening, but no one knew for sure.
Yeah,
and then bam, everyone knows at the same time. It's pretty cool.
That was a great moment, and then it just like. You didn't even have to wait for it to even be shown. You know, you didn't have that anticipation of like, okay, when am I going to see it? It was shown like only a couple hours later.
It was like text, and half an hour later, the live stream's up and trailers out, and all their socials are updated. I mean, they really, really did a great job on the announcement. I agree.
You know what this means, though? Tony Hawk Scavenger Hunt 2020 coming any day now.
Oh, that's right.
I doubt that's going to happen, but that's a very optimistic way of thinking.
Well, I'm a positive kind of guy, Tyler. Thank you.
You will be after
you one of the naysayers.
Don't be mean.
Well, guys, earlier I asked the chat to come up with some questions or some topics for us to talk about. So, anybody in the chat now, if you want to post your questions or comments, then after that, I think we'll call it a night.
It could be anything. I mean, how to get a house mortgage.
We're here for the long haul.
We're here to help.
Question is, can VV eventually make a good level from scratch? That's a good question, Jared. Hopefully. I think. I mean, Andy was a great level designer for Neversoft, so I think just that alone means that I think they could make a good deliver.
Did he say what his role was in Vicarious Visions?
Supreme leader of Tony Hawk.
He did not.
I do want to know that.
Windows pre-order in September 3rd. Nailed it.
I don't know Warpig either. When the pre-order ends, presumably anytime you ahead of retail.
Yeah.
Which is September 4th, which we know that one for a fact, I believe.
If you see some like collector's editions that I mentioned I haven't gotten yet, please don't buy them until I get them. that would really save me a lot of eBay money.
Spawn transfers, we don't know if spawn transfers are in the game or not. They've not been shown in any video that I've seen.
No one hold your breath.
Can you get the demo before pre-order? No. You have to pre-order to get the demo. That doesn't mean that somebody probably won't try to
don't say that.
Yeah.
They're listening.
Will the THPS1+2 will it have cheat codes? I would presume yes.
Yeah, probably.
That's the classic part of the games. They haven't announced anything, but I bet they do.
What about the mysterious woman cheat code?
That was actually mentioned in the chat somewhere above. I saw that somewhere along the
There we
line.
go. We need to figure out. It needs to come full circle and do the cheat, and it'll tell us where that woman was from.
Okay, dude says, do you think it will feel like Robomoto or feel like a Tony Hawk game? That's the big question. So far, it
Could be in the
looks
middle.
like about in the middle.
Yeah,
I
I'd say
agree.
Curious Visions.
50-50. Robomoto and Tony Hawk game. And see, the animations are what's throwing me off because I remember them from 5, and it's giving me bad memories.
They even do the little animation
Oh,
when you
yeah.
land the little arrow combo.
Zen Ivan 7, with manuals being in 1 levels, will they update the scores or would they not include manuals for those levels?
Do you mean for the leaderboards? I'm assuming
I don't
they
know.
mentioned
Probably.
In
leaderboards.
general.
I don't know. You want to clarify that, Zen?
Oh, you mean
Zen?
if they will disable them for like
No.
doing the goals and stuff?
Oh.
Mm,
They're probably just going to revamp the whole goal system, if I had to guess. Like
It's
probably
hard
do
to say.
2-minute stuff, but make it their own sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's going to be a hard one for sure. I doubt that they'll admit the scores with the manuals. It's just going to be part of the game.
unless they put a toggle, I think they'd probably keep it as close to the original as they can.
Yeah,
For at least
I agree.
the career section of it. Free skate, I say probably anything goes.
Robo couldn't make a good level from scratch. 5 had nothing based on real life, and that was the issue. That's fair. Robomoto should make Disney Extreme Skate Adventure 2. That's probably not going to happen. Robomoto's no more Mac. They are no more a studio.
No Momoto.
What are the chances we see wall plants? Over 1%. I would say probably 0%.
I
Well-
could have sworn I saw wall plants and somewhere saying that they're in there.
Oh, really?
They
I
were in
thought I
5,
did.
remember? They were a
But I mean,
very horrible version of them. But
On this game, I thought I saw wall plants.
so I'm saying
I
if
do
they're
not
going
think-
from the 5 engine, it could carry over.
I suppose.
But
They were weird though. You had to do like it was back to that. You have to hit it at a specific angle or
yeah,
something.
it was
right?
straight on. You had to go hit it straight on, or it
Okay,
wouldn't work,
that's what it was. Right.
and it looked really weird.
Yeah.
It says the
Uh,
remastered collection will include original levels, pro skaters tricks, like revert, lip tricks, and wall plant.
Really?
But back
Okay.
then, wall plant wasn't that like doing a wall ride plus bonusing out of a wall ride? Isn't that what a wall plant was back then? And then they
All right,
Oh,
somebody
yes.
boot up 1.
It was, no, well, it was like that on 4, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
All right.
and then they changed it to a wally plant. I forget how it really worked.
Wow.
Interesting. if they
The
do.
line of text I just read was off Polygon if you wanted to look up.
Can't be trusted.
Walking mode. We've seen nothing to indicate walking, and because walking wasn't part of 1 and 2, I'm going to say no. Let's see. When will THPS2X levels be added into Thug Pro? We're not really talking about Thug Pro tonight. We're gonna focus on THPS 2+1+2.
plus
This
one.
was such a mouthful.
Yeah, you're right. It does say that. Revert, lip trick, and wall plant.
That's good. So maybe it is just like the wall ride thing.
Well, I'm leaning towards the one from 5.
So when you wall rid and you bonus out on Pro Skater 4, it said wall plant.
Yes.
Right.
And so that could mean that, or it could mean 1 from 5. No one really knows.
I should have told Andy about the stream, and then we could ask him. Just kidding. I would not do that to him. He's already gonna get pestered bad enough.
That's true. Where are we at
Uh,
on the questions here?
Yep. I think the PC port being Epic exclusive will probably lead to privacy or less sales for PC. Do you after? Not sure what that means.
People are having issues with the Epic Game Store, I guess, for privacy issues
Oh.
or something.
No piracy, not privacy.
Oh, piracy. I mean, either way.
I would imagine they're probably using a launcher to help with piracy. I can't talk.
Yeah.
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Michael Brinker, we saw manual mods. How far into the series do you think they'll go with abilities?
I think the manual mods were special tricks, honestly. I don't think they were the actual manual mods you see in 4 and above.
Yeah, I'm gonna say personally, I think they're gonna keep most of the mechanics with a few that are just so hard to not think about now, but I think they'll stay fairly true to the originals.
I think a good mindset that I think a lot of casual and actual, I don't know, casual and hardcore players should keep in mind that it's not going to be, 1+2 with everything that has ever happened with the Tony Hawk games, including getting off your board and manual tricks and certain like front flips, back flips, shit like that. It's just going to be 1 and 2 in the trick sets like that. I don't think you really should get excited about those kinds of things from Underground and Pro Skater 4 because that would be ridiculous to.
What about hair flip?
Oh, maybe that. Maybe hair flip will come back just for you, Crad.
It's got priority.
I think you should keep your expectations to 1 and 2 and maybe some extra stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing like getting off your board or spine transfers or shit like that because that's not at the core of 1 and 2's gameplay.
This one's for you, Crad. Will New York have Taco Bell again?
Ooh.
I don't know how to answer that question. I wasn't prepared. Notes, line.
Hey, dude.
Was Taco Bell in New York original level?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. Depends on if they get the Taco Bell license. Yeah. Do we see New York? I don't think we do.
You see a quick glimpse of it? No. That's Minneapolis when you get Steve Caballero's doing the.
I don't think we saw New York.
Like I said, you don't see any of the good levels.
Yeah, you don't. You see all the ones that we've seen a million times.
Except for
Gosh, Scroll 2 looks
remastered
awesome.
in Thaw, I guess.
Will New York be littered with cars that are driving online in multiplayer?
Will the original voice actor of the car guy in 2 come back? That's the important question.
Let's see. Any other questions, guys? I see a lot of comments and good conversation. Any other questions that you guys want to speculate on or have us give our 2 cents on?
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. I want each one of us to give one recommendation for like the crew that's going to do the game developing. If you could tell them one thing, what would it be?
So what's your number one wish for the game, pretty much?
Yeah, if you could give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
Who's going first?
I gotta think.
I do too. If you have an answer ready, Crad, answer it. And
okay, yeah, you can go off mine. I got a vague one. It's just to give you more control of how you can handle your skater. Like one would be not have him zoom off when it gets up from a bail, but also like leveling out would be great. Anything that just can help you maneuver and have more control would be amazing.
I think leveling out would be a good mechanic to add to those core Pro Skater 1 and 2 levels, but I don't think, just to go back to spine transfers and stuff like that, I don't think people should think of those as needed mechanics because those levels weren't made for that.
Yeah, they might not have
it
that
really
many
wouldn't
opportunities.
help you at all. Getting off your board and stuff like that, it really doesn't make you feel like you're playing 1 and 2.
One thing I recall is always wishing I could level out in Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, I think that was a good addition, a universal addition to the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the control, and especially the low speed control is pretty important to me. Just lining up to hit something that you're wanting to hit, it shouldn't be a chore to do that like it was in 5.
Yeah, I think I can't really think of anything original, so I'll just go off of Crad's. I think the control really needs to be nailed down where everything is kind of fast and quick, where you press a button, the skater will do a trick, not a 3-second long animation just for a kickflip. I feel like it has to be quick.
Yeah, the only thing that comes to mind too, and I'm not original either. It's gotta feel right. It just has to, and I don't know what that right means. That's as we've talked here this evening. That's what I can't put my finger on. I mean, we've played so many of these games and so many titles, and I've played Thug Pro so much now, when I go back to play 4, even that feels a little odd to me, but it doesn't feel as odd as HD and 5 did. HD and 5 just feel wrong, is the only way I can say it. So, I don't know exactly what that looks like, whether it's a good iteration and a good blend. Like we said, maybe it's 50-50. It's not going to be a continuation of Proving Grounds, engine, but I don't know.
Jared, I will say that Pro Skater 5 had Observe after 0, so that's hopefully almost a guarantee.
Yeah, that is definitely important. So a lot of people forget that before Thug 1, we didn't have Observe after 0.
Thug 1, I think, is about as floatiest as I want the engine to get.
Yeah.
Because we have Thug 2, which is next, and that was a little bit, I won't say floaty, but just too much something else.
All right.
That's a good question, Zen Ivan. Do you think the OG version of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 would be in the game? Huh. That'd be fun.
That would be good.
I
Like they did with like the
Like an
Halo
Easter
Master
egg?
Chief collection, where like you could swap between them at any given point in time.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
I don't
actually a
think
really
they'd
good
do
idea.
that, but they want to do that. That'd be funny.
Well, I know the main thing we all want is to have bail recovery to be a thing. And not...
I won't listen to your propaganda.
Maybe I'm thinking of HD, Jared Pro Skater HD. Maybe I'm thinking of that.
I think they're taking the right approach with like I said at the beginning, where they're kind of layering those video clips on top of what they already have. I think that's a good approach to kind of compare and contrast what they have so far and how it really should be, trying to mimic what they would do in the actual games. Because I feel like Robomoto just never even cared about how it actually felt. They just kind of went off memory sometimes, or what they thought would be a better feeling. Who knows what people think?
You really have to get opinions from people that spent so much time on it, playing it, or working on it in the past. Which is good.
For sure.
And they want to know where those people are. They know.
If there's a full-fledged Creator Skater, I would hope you can customize your tricks on those guys.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen yet is trick customization.
Like flip tricks or just or special tricks?
Any of them, really.
Brad.
Nice.
What did HD have? Could you set tricks in there?
You could, I believe, edit tricks.
I thought it was just special tricks.
Were they like particular to the pro that you were playing as? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you couldn't create a skater in HD, so that'd be the pros. But I think
meant, like the
edit...
pros had their own special tricks. You can only pick from a certain set of special tricks for them.
And I want to say that you could do grabs and flips.
I don't know. I'm fuzzy on that one, but I just like you were saying. I hope it's close to the modern style where you can set whatever you want to set. All grabs, all tricks, all specials.
Yeah, gosh, just like you said, I think you said it well, Crad. There's so many little details that you just don't think about when you kind of are hit with these trailers and everything else. You're wowed by the visuals and everything else, but then you're totally right. You start to get into the nuance of it, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, well, there'll be this or this or this or this or this. A million little things.
If you wall ride, what's going to happen then? I mean, I think I've seen a wall ride, but I don't know. Like, how fast is it? How can you get off it? Can you even end a wall ride by pressing X or Ollie, or do you gotta?
Do you remember that that glitch, that Ollie glitch, where if you Ollie out of a quarter pipe and you hold forward and then you smash the jump button, you get like a massive secondary jump afterwards?
Where at?
In 5.
I think so. I don't know. It's been like a few years.
That was a bug that was in there. I'm curious to see if that was patched. Like if the code is like a direct swap over to the new one.
There's definitely some comparisons we could probably make once we get the game.
Yeah. And then the rail bounce glitch that was in HD. Well,
Yeah,
glitches
that's
in
for
general,
sure.
I'm curious about. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, for sure.
That's gonna be
How would you
interesting.
guys think goal structures should be like? Also, do you think there should be an easy and sick mode?
No,
I would.
no easier sick mode.
Yeah, I have to guess that the goal structure is going to be classic. It's going to be 2-minute runs. It's going to be the usuals: collect skate, do the combo, race around this, race around that. I have to assume that it's going to be that.
You know what it should be? Is it should be where you're starting out as a warehouse worker and you want to become a pro skater, and then you get in some trouble and you got to outrun some guys, so you go downhill, and then they could do something with that.
But it's like a 3-year struggle if you try to learn to skate. You're still working your warehouse job.
Do you
and
have to
don't
struggle
skate
it
until,
in
like,
real
third
time?
year end.
Yeah.
Takes you
It's
literally 3 hours of the game to, or 3 years of the game to get down to the end.
Yeah,
Maggot or
speedrun.
custom skaters in? Yes, custom skaters are in. It's one of the big features announced. Is it's going to be, from what we can tell, it's going to be a full blown creative skater mode, not dial a skater like in 5.
Maybe you start out with school 1,
great
then you go to
news.
school 2, which is college. Then you go to the warehouse job.
Now you're thinking of the lore.
Yeah.
They need to hire you as a writer, crap.
And then you're a pilot, so you go to the hangar.
Ah.
You fly to Asteroid Belt, Pro Skater 5.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no, that's what game ends.
Oh no!
And that's the ending.
That's the ending. You just float off into space.
Elon Musk.
The rest is DLC.
Right. William, 2x, 3, 4, Thug 1, 2 thought all of the titles, will they get remastered? We don't know. It does sound like the 2x levels could be in because it said there'll be secret levels, but we don't know for sure what that means. And then there was some speculation made at the end of the live stream this morning, in the interview with Tony, that if things go well, they probably will do more, but we don't have anything to verify that.
Dode said, and I quote, "Is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, not 1 and 2? So it could be 1+2+3 eventually if it all goes well." And that's what Dode said.
We're gonna have a huge math equation at the end of it. With everything.
For every DLC they add, they're going to add an extra number on the end of it.
Oh my god.
1+2+3+4.
Will it eventually equal 69?
Oh, let's hope.
It's that time to stream, huh?
Maybe that's why Andy said he'd do episode 69 of the THPS podcast.
It's all coming together.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
all coming together.
We're going to add all that together, and it's going to be 69.
If they do end up doing Pro Skater 3 and 4, then he's got to make sure his ledge in Los Angeles is still there.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Be a good level to play.
We'll double tap and grind reset your balance. Yeah, I hope so too, Jerry. Because that didn't ruin Thug or anything.
It wasn't a major controversy.
No. Oh, you think the secret level just means Skate having a chopper drop puppet? I suppose that's fair. That's fair because I guess those were only unlocked after you've got. Yeah, that was the whole thing too. You had to unlock the levels,
Private
which
Career coming back?
well, I hope so. Officer Dick better be in there, or we riot. Ollie the Magic Bomb. I don't think it's gonna have the fun little what do you want to call it, juvenile humor that made the Neversoft games so famous. I don't think we're gonna see that.
Yeah.
I'm buffering again on stream.
What's up?
Not sure if the stream's buffering or not.
I think it's back now. We better call it. I think.
Okay.
I think we're an hour and a half in.
Go on and on forever.
Yeah, we could definitely go on and on.
As updates come out, we can keep doing this.
I'm going to keep going. I want to say that the physics just don't look like they have a high speed for King of the Hill or Catch the Flag.
Well,
I don't think
you
that
can
is
stay here,
large
Chad. It's
speed
fine.
differential. I got more stuff I want to talk about.
You got a whole list and you're just breaking it out now. You were quiet this whole time. Like, well, that was my time to shine.
Oh,
Stream ended. We out of here?
I closed down to the.
That wasn't even a goodbye or anything. You just said, "No, we're done, Crad. Out of here."
I don't think
that was the Discord broadcast. That wasn't the.
Freddy's
okay.
online.
We're still on YouTube. Don't.
Where's
Yeah.
Freddy? Where's Freddy?
But he ended up being online.
Freddy's here, but
Miss Freddy.
what, you guys ready to shut down?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's been a good conversation.
right.
I've enjoyed chatting with everybody and
down.
talking with
Yeah.
you guys.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah,
on
thanks for
stream.
stopping by, everybody.
Thanks for watching. It's been a lot
I'll
of
miss
fun.
you guys.
Crowd will miss you guys. Yeah, I hope to do this again too. If we get more information out, then we'll keep this going. You know,
Mhm.
it's fun. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys later.